Hi guys, it's Kort and I'm back on Space Engineers in my survival world. Last time that was my first time in Space Engineers playing, and I've been busy since then, so let's take a look and see what I've been doing. So I'm back in my ship, so my spawn ship that I started with. So here we are, and I've been busy mining in the asteroid, and I've been placing my goodies, things that I've mined, back into the refinery here in my ship. And you can see here, if I look at the inventory, I've actually collected quite a bit now. So you see all these resources, these ores I've collected, and that are being refined at the moment. And it is taking an age to refine these, absolutely ages, and it's really slowing down the production of things. So I've produced quite a lot in readiness to produce things like refineries, large cargo holds, thing like that, but it's still taking a long time. So there's my assembler that's been making all these things for me, so there's enough there to create, I think, at least one refinery and a few other odds and sods, and I've got enough fuel for them, enough uranium. So if I go to my production screen, this is what I'm producing at the moment. A few things here, although cobalt is taking an age to refine. I could just move that over there to change the order of things. In fact, let's do that now. At least I can get these things built. This is the stuff that I was having problems with. Right, so things I have problems with, let's put the end. Right, and you. Right, everything else should be building. Right, okay, that's good. Right, okay. So if I go outside my ship now, let's just take a look around, and I have been busy. So here we are, just outside the asteroid, and I have been building the superstructure of my new station. Now, it's not very exciting at the moment, admittedly, but you've got to start somewhere. And like I say, once I've got my main station up and running, I'll build a big space station actually out in the middle of space. So yeah, here we are. So I'm sort of working out things as I go along. Obviously, let's say it's my first time playing. So here I might have some sort of landing bay, so my ships or small ships can come in here, and this can be the hangar. I've got to hollow this out. Over here will be sort of my main factory, my production. So I'll have my refineries in here, cargo, conveyors, assemblers, reactors, all that sort of stuff. So I need to be self-sufficient within here. So as I say, I've been mining lots and refining lots, so I'm sort of hoping I've got enough to start putting a few things down. I've made a solar panel, which is nicely facing the sun over there. So I can see by the 4 lights that lit up, it's making as much energy as it possibly can. And as I understand it, the things in Space Engineers work with regards to electricity. As long as it's all connected to the same grid, then you get power. That's my understanding. So if I put a refinery over here on the other side, it should still get power, he says. So anyway, so I'm going to start finishing off this. So I'm going to start welding this down here, because I'm going to put my refineries over this area here. So what I need to do here is start welding. I need steel plates to do that. Right, let's go to get that. Let's go get some steel plates. Go. Let's just go over here into my inventory. Steel plates, steel plates. I need lots of steel plates. Steel plates. There we go. Lots of steel plates. Okay. So back out. Bit of a squeeze getting through that door. Right, let's try again. So let's get things welded. There we go. The nice thing about this is it doesn't take a lot of resource to actually get your grid laid out. I think it only costs 1 steel plate. but actually completing them costs a lot more. So, there we go. And it'll be nice to get some gravity around here, get a gravity generator, because it does make things a little bit awkward. Working in 0G. Not all the time, so sometimes you need it. But when you just want to walk around, get to things, it's a little bit of a pain. Just for reference, by the way, guys, the settings on my game, because you can change the sort of the settings on how fast you weld and grind and things like that. I've got grinding and welding set to twice the speed, and I've set my inventory at 10 times. Now, I suppose you could consider that cheating, but I just really wasn't going to play the game going backwards and forwards to my craft to fill up my inventory every 5 seconds. So I thought I don't want to have to worry about inventories. It's way more about gameplay. So here we are. I'm just putting these in place because this is where I'm going to put my refinery. So I just want to make sure these walls are done, because this is where my refineries are going to go. These are the first things I want to get up and running, so I can actually get my my resources, my materials quickly. Because having one refinery is a real pain. If I can have at least one more on the go, then that will speed things up, which will then allow me to get resources to make a proper mining ship. Because again, I've been mining by hand, and that is a real pain. It really makes you want to build a ship. Right, let's go down here. Okay, so let's take a look. So, yeah, it's starting to take shape, and we'll get some lights in here as well. Let's get this done. Let's do the floor. The first thing I'm going to put down is a refinery. And I want to get get a feeling for how much power everything is. I've got one solar panel, which I suspect isn't going to provide a lot of power compared to obviously a nuclear reactor. But I want to know if I can have things in this station at least on sort of tick over, just from running from solar panels, so I know that I don't have to worry about running out of energy and having the lights running and gravity running, so I don't have to produce anything, but I want just to be able to sit there and go AFK without having to worry about things. Oh, my energy's running low, talking about that. My spacesuit. Go back to the craft in a sec. Okay. And I have to say, this is definitely one of those games that the more time I'm spending with it, the more I'm enjoying it. I do like creative games, sandbox games, where you're left to create rather than destroy. And don't get me wrong, I like blowing up things like the next guy, but it's something completely different to actually create something. To know you can let your creativity do something. Makes it a lot more fun. Right, okay, so back to my bedroom. So let's charge up my energy. Right. Actually, what they could do in this game, which I would really like to see, is that when you're about to place an item, I wish it would bring up what materials it needs. Because if I go in here and I say I want to place a refinery, when I move my mouse over it, it doesn't actually tell me what I need. It tells me in here though, which I suppose is okay, but I'd like to be able to mouse over here and it tell me whether or not I've got those things in my inventory or not. So what do we got? So I know I need 20 computers, 12 motors. 20 computers, 12 motors, 20 large tubes, construction components. Right, so computers, motors, tubes. Let's get those bits first of all. Right, so computers. Tubes. How many did I need of these? Was it just 20? Can't remember now. Now, I can't remember. Right, let's just grab a bit of everything. Does it need power grids? Do you know what? I can't remember. I really can't. Oh, let's give that a try. Right, let's go outside. Okay, here we go. My first refinery in my station. Let's select that. Right, where am I going to place it? Just sort of that way around, or one way around, or that way around. Turn it again. Where's the door? Or I have access to the control panel. No, I don't need that. As I've discovered, you can put your control panels anywhere. So, is it on both sides? That door is on both sides. Okay, that's good. So I can put a conveyor next to that. So I'm going to place it. Yay! Alright, there we go. This is where my refinery is going to go, so let's get welding. Okay. Oh, there we go. Steel plates. Oh my god, I need lots of steel plates. Okay, so I need construction components, steel tubes. Okay. Really? Right, okay, I'll have to give that a few minutes. Right, okay, so that's one refinery there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have two refineries either side. So I'm going to have one there, leave a space because I'm going to put a conveyor here with some tubing. Is it called connector? I think it's called connector. So tubing going up the top here, that will connect it all up. I'll have tubing above it. And I'll have two refineries on the other side of this walkway. Somewhere over here. So I'll end up with 4 refineries in total. I think that'll be enough. I'll join all those together, and then I'll have something like a large cargo hold, which will hold everything, and that should be get me enough to actually get things refining quickly. Right, okay, I'm going to do that, and I'll be back in a few moments. Okay, right, I'm back, and I really didn't appreciate just how much iron you need to build things. The amount of steel plates that are required to build everything is phenomenal. But what I have done is, because you only need the first one item to put down effectively what looks like a blueprint, if you like, of everything you've got, then it's relatively cheap to actually design your whole base. So I've started that here. So as you can see here, I have actually finished my refinery, although I can't use it. The reason being is the refinery has 3 input-output holes, and all 3 are actually covered up. So there's one on either side, so there's one on that side, there's one on that side, and there's one on the top, and all of them are covered by something. So not to worry at the moment. My second refinery is going to be here. I've got a conveyor system which will connect the 2 up together, and as you can see here, up through there. And I'll have my other refineries coming down there. They will join up along this pipework here into my very large container system. And what's it called? Large cargo container. There you go. Yeah, now once I've got that built, I can actually put things in there and have my refinery work. But as I mentioned, I just can't get over the amount of iron I need. And to drill that much iron is gonna take an age hand drilling it. I really need to get a small ship to start drilling. So that's what I'm going to do. Slight change in plan. So at least I've got a start of what my base is going to look like. And as you can see, if you haven't noticed, I've got 2 lights fully built. So I know that I've got power. I still don't know how much power because I need to build a control station. And it tells me how much power is being produced. But at least I know everything is powered. Woo! I've got 2 lights. Look at that. Amazing. So what I need to do is make a very small drilling craft. So what I'll do is I'll start building it up here. Again, it's going to take a while just to get the resources for this. Everything takes such an age to build, but I suppose that's part of it, isn't it? You know, if everything was easy, you'd be done in a couple of hours. So to do that, press G. And you can see bottom right here, I've got the choice of making a new small ship, large ship and station. So I've already done the station. So I'm going to make a small ship, and what that does is it puts down a landing gear. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this drilling craft so there's nothing underneath it so it can make holes. So I'm going to have the landing gear behind it. Right, there it is, floating in space. Right, so I'm going to need light armor block. Now the nice thing about this is it will change the size of these items depending what you already depending upon what you're already connected to. So because there you go, so if I pointed at a large structure, it makes the block big. If I pointed at a small structure, it makes the block small. So I'll just stick like that, like there. And what I'm going to want to do is make a small cargo container. Small cargo container. There we go. How small is small? Well, that's pretty small. Okay, and it's got a hole. I'm guessing top and bottom, so it's got one on the top and it's got one on the bottom. Has it got one either side? No, it's just top and bottom. Okay. So, where shall I have my jets? I don't know, right, that's my cargo. And then, next to the cargo, I'm going to want, underneath to it, I'm going to want a collector. A collector can be used to collect or drop things. So a collector here will be used to drop the things I collect. Collector, collector, collector. It's always when you look for these things you can't see them. Hang on a minute, I'm not looking properly. I now need some thrusters, so let's get that in place. Piston, orb detector I'll need. Oh, I'll need pretty much a lot of this. Connector. Right. Ah! Right, okay, I'm going to work on this a little bit and be back in a few minutes. Woo! I have had a mare building this thing. And I still haven't got that far with it. I accidentally bumped into it and it started rolling and rolling and rolling and it started going off into distant space because there's no way of stopping it other than putting my body in the way. So I've managed to get it back here. I nearly lost it all, so that was close. So note to self, build your ships in an enclosed area, like a hangar. That way if you knock into them and they bounce out of control, you can keep them inside. Anyway, I just need to be really careful while building this as it's outside at the moment. I don't really have a hangar as such. So, and again I'm running into problems with iron. Always iron. This is crazy. So, I've got a few more components. Let's see if I can at least build a cockpit here. Oh, need another display. Can you believe it? Okay, can I build the gyroscope? The computer. Can I build No, need a computer. Oh, look, I can finish the conveyor. Right, thruster. Okay. Just a note on thrusters, you need at least 6 on a vehicle. So for each axis you need 2 for a plus and a minus direction. So push forward, push back. Otherwise you won't be able to control yourself. In other words, up, down, left, right, and left and right. Up, down, left, right. Well, up, down, left, right, forward, backwards. That was what I was after. Right. Okay. Okay, excellent. Okay, right. This is going to take me a while again because I still need to focus on the components. Okay guys, I think we'll leave it there for today because it's going to take me a while to harvest more of the minerals. But hopefully next time I'll have enough to finish this craft off and start getting my refineries up and running. Okay guys, as always, thanks for watching and I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.